Hello, my fellow Riblets. It's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. Um, I'm glad you. Oh, Tanya, I'm glad you are here. Cool. That's pretty cool. You're one day off. Excellent. I love that. So I hope everybody's doing pretty well. I'm doing okay. I just did a video that's going to be released later on today, telling about some of the issues, or at least one big issue that I am having on carnivore, and I was a little embarrassed by it because it's one of those things that you just don't really want to talk about too much. But it's sort of a subject that we talk about all the time on carnivore, and I just basically watch the video and you'll understand a little bit more. And hey, Terry Sue, how you doing today? I'm doing really good myself. I'm pretty excited. I don't know if you guys saw me or not, but I was briefly on with Kilts today. I really didn't have too much. I mean, I have a lot of good that's going on, but nothing that no one knows about yet. So, I just I be honest with you, I just kind of went on to say hello to everybody and to, you know, um, and everything. So I was asked to work tonight from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So I'm going to be doing that. So tomorrow may not be alive because I'm not going to take a nap or anything like that before, unless I get really, really tired. But I usually get like a little like groggy when I do that anyway. So I'm just going to stay awake until 2 a.m. and then we'll say 3 a.m. And then if I'm tired, I'm just gonna go right to bed and wake up whenever I wake up. So I'll probably be missing a few things. Granny Boo too, how we doing today? Um, so I might not wake up in time for the 11 a.m. If I do, then we're going to have the live, but just expect it's a possibility that we might not. I definitely will not be on with Kilts tomorrow morning, and and also with Mitch because he usually does it live on Tuesdays. So I probably will miss that as well. So just know that my heart is in there with you guys, and that I'm around, but I'm just catching Z's. So I will try to be up though in time for us to do a live. So how's everybody doing? Especially you, Tanya. You haven't been able to come here too often. Papa Carnivore is here. Look at that. Hey, Papa Carnivore, how you doing today? So I'm going to put in the post two things. One is there's no obligation, but I'm going to put my link in for the Buy Me a Coffee. Just a little shameless plug, I know, but if anybody, no one's obligated. Not in the least. No, I did not see that. I will have to check that out, and when I'm able to, I will buy that T-shirt if it's on sale. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's cool. I mean, it's so great that you're doing those 5 mile walks, Peter. Hello, Bacon Baby, or is it Bacon Baby? Actually, that was a really bad imitation of Austin Powers, but I not Austin Powers, so I can get away with it. So and everything. So the second thing I'm going to put out is, you guessed it, I'm going to put out the link to for you guys to be able to say hello if you'd like to. Not just to me, but to out in the world. So I hope everybody is doing pretty well today. Again, hope you guys had a really good weekend and everything. And excuse me. So I don't know if you guys have Instagram, but I actually just put out. It's not on YouTube yet. I didn't fully put that out yet, but if you guys have it, and I don't know if you do or not, but I just put out a video of me doing another plank, and this time it's of how long I can last. I think I lasted about an hour. Not yet an hour. Can you imagine that? A minute, a little over a minute. So, you know, I'm getting better and better at it. It's a balance issue. It helps strengthen the core, and you know. Hello, Lisa. How are we doing today? It's always good to see you. A lot of people on already. I don't know if it's because I don't know if I put the post on over the weekend, or if that's because of whatever. And yes, Lisa, happy belated birthday, Peter. I think I already wished you happy birthday, but happy birthday again, as always. So, does anybody have any questions or anything like that? Oh, really? What were you a nurse, Tanya? Um, it's okay, Lisa. That's part of the video that I put out that's going to come on later on. But um, I have some hope. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it must have been pretty special, Peter, for your son. That's pretty cool. So you kind of got to celebrate Father's Day not only as you being a father, but as your own son being a father. That's got to be pretty cool. Who did you forget who was then, Peter? No, unfortunately, I never met the right girl, Peter. Maybe someday. I mean, just because I'm in my 50s doesn't mean it's too late, right? So, I think what it is I just want somebody that's not going to judge, and I think I need to meet a really good carnivore, another carnivore, something like that, that will make me happy, and that I can make happy. Feral Grandma, hello. How we doing? So you see, that proves right there. It's not too late, right? All right, Peter. You're probably right, Peter. It probably was Terry Sue, but let's face facts. What doctor hasn't really given any of us a hard time? Yeah, and I could see that being the case, Tanya. I mean, how long do a lot of them last? I mean, a lot of them last for a long time, yes, but there's a lot of things that we deal with and we face and stuff like that. So, So I don't know if you guys saw Dr. Kiltz today. I mean, I know Peter saw Dr. Kiltz, and I know a few others did. But did you hear who's going to be the guest speaker basically on the Zoom call today? Dante Ferrigno. That's pretty cool. I actually talk to Dr. Ferrigno frequently on Sundays on Healing Humanity. So that's pretty cool that I can say hi to him on another platform. You know. Now, what makes your tea weird, Terry Sue? Yeah, you really think so, Peter? I don't know. Maybe. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lisa. Um, I guess I'm kind of modest, so thank you, Peter. A lot of compliments. I get it. I get the love. Thank you. Yes. If I was not your brother, that yes, I get it. Thank you, Tanya. I did not see the shirts yet. I didn't see your last video. Just found out that she has shirts, and I'm going to look at it. And I really don't get coffee cups too much because I have a coffee cup already that my sister gave me. I use that, but the t-shirts, and obviously I don't do hats because this is my hat. But I probably could get some more hats. I mean, change it up a little bit. Right. Well, that's pretty cool, Tanya. Yeah, I gotta check that out. The fact that she's doing merchandise and everything, that's got to be pretty cool. I mean, she's. I mean, I know you guys give me the compliment that I'm moving onward and upward, but oh my God, I mean, so many things are happening with her that is just amazing, and I think she should definitely be proud of the accomplishments that she's making. Indeed, I don't know if she's here or not, but yeah, she should definitely be proud. Yeah, the only I mean, like I actually ordered a T-shirt about almost a month ago, actually, in order to anticipate for the Boston trip, and oh, that's pretty cool, Peter. That's pretty nice of you. Okay, Tanya. Yeah, if anybody should have sent him a of themselves with Mitch's shirt on it, you didn't you like kind of like create this or at least your husband create the design? You've gone down that far, Granny Boo? Oh my God, that is cool. That is cool. I mean, I'm happy with just going from a 2X to an XL to go from a 2X to a medium. Wow. Not only was that a practical gift, but that was a pretty kind thing to do there, Peter. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if you guys hear it or not, but it's raining out, and I actually did walk a little bit in the rain. I didn't go out into the park because I didn't want to be away from um, too much, but I did attempt to go to the park, as you'll see in my video, but it just kind of started to come down a little bit hard. Yes, you are a wonderful boyfriend, Peter. You are, to give yourself a pat on the back. You are a very good boyfriend. But of course, I'm not really a good judge of character on boyfriends. So, because, you know, okay, Terry Sue. So right now, and it's cool that Peter's here. Right now, my sugars are at 90, and they actually went up from like 83. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. For the past 2 weeks, when I was having my issues, they were a little bit higher, and I can't help but think that there's a connection between the two. So so my issues might be dwindling down, which I did have a little worry about going onto the Boston trip because of the long drive and the long train ride and all that stuff. But I think everything is going to be okay. Um, I did make the video, and with you guys are here, and you guys know that these things happen. But I just basically put it out because my videos aren't only about the good things that happen; they're also about the good 83 Thomas. What's good 83, Terry? So, oh, the I'm sorry, Terry Sue. My brain. Okay, I just realized. I thought you were talking about something else. I just realized you're talking about what my blood sugars were before. Okay. Yeah. I mean now it's at 90, but yeah, it was a little bit lower. It was a lot lower before. And actually, it was even lower than 83. I think there was a point today where it was like 75. So okay, that's pretty cool. I used to actually work with a lady. She wasn't Russian. She was Austrian. Um, she was actually the job I used to work at with the tuxedos and stuff like that. She was one of the tailors, and she was really good at what she did. Her name was Zoriana, and she took she took a wedding dress that this girl had from her grandmother, and her grandmother was a big woman. She was about like size 9 or something like that, and this girl was really really skinny. She was like a 0 2, and it had beads and everything in it. And she took the dress and brought it in, and everything was just pristine, and it was just a perfect job. So she was really good at her craft. But she came from I think it's Austria. Yeah. She didn't really do much yodeling, but at least not that I remember. Yeah, she was a very nice lady. I think she had like 5 kids or something like that. Very nice. And you know what? And she came over here from Austria, and I was actually there when she celebrated becoming an actual American citizen, and it was pretty cool. You know. So what? She was born in July. That's Cancer Crab, right? That's my niece's. She was born. My niece was actually born July 21st, so she'll be It's kind of funny. She'll be turning 21 on the 21st. So I got 12 people right now in the view, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they are very pretty. Well, that's cool. So obviously you hear my roommate in the background. I'm thinking that's pretty cool. Well, I'm not a Cancer. I am a Virgo. So in case anybody's wondering, I'm not. I don't really follow astrology that much, so I'm not really sure exactly what a Virgo is or what kind of personality I'm supposed to have or anything. I just know I have my personality. So I think he's having some issues. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Oh, he's complaining about the rain. Mm. So many things trigger him so much. I'm sorry, guys. Am I a true Virgo there, Kitchen Witch? Okay. Hey, it's one more than I speak. Well, actually, it's. I mean, I hardly speak English, so that's pretty cool, Peter, that she speaks two different languages. Has she taught you any Russian at all? Thank you, Terry Sue. I appreciate that on both counts. You speak hillbilly. Okay. I'll speak redneck. That's what I'll speak, and that's how I am. That's funny. You don't come back now, you hear? So I put the link in again. I'll put it in a few times. I'm only going to put the coffee link in once unless somebody requests it. Um, but did you see the Instagram on it, Terry Sue? Was that your way of saying yes, Peter? I can speak Russian, or was that your way of saying uh? I was shaking a little bit, Lisa. I probably could have gone a little bit longer, but my feet were giving out on me, so it's kind of. But I think that's part of the thing. You know, you get your core strength and you get better and better at it. You know, probably a while before you do another video of that. But you know, we'll see how I am in a month, right? Okay, Peter, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess it is crazy. Um, you saw somebody in my video say that they do 4.5 minutes. I'd have to see that, but it's possible. I mean, you know, no, I'm not English like Brit. Oh, actually, no. You know what? Yeah, my grandmother, I think, is has a little Great Britain in her. Like, yeah, my grandmother does on my father's side. My grandfather was actually Cherokee Indian, but yeah, my grandmother was actually from Great Britain. Hey, Sandy, welcome to the crew, the Riblet Gang, whatever you want to call us. How we doing? That's all you can do is just keep on working on it. I think as my stomach goes down more and more, I think it's going to become easier and easier to do those planks. I think anything you do can actually help out. You know, even the rucking. Um, you know, like right now I have my shoulders not too apropos, but yeah, that would be bad, Bacon Baby, if they were cousins. I agree. Hello, Aaron. I haven't seen your video yet, and I do apologize, but I heard you have your Butter Woman T-shirts out. I hope I hope they're available for purchase. I would like to buy one if that's possible. Lewis, oh my God, we got like a full crew here. It's going pretty well today, Lewis. I mean, you know what's going on, so but my spirits are still high, and I'm still like trucking, trucking, trucking. What should I do to hats, Lisa? You mean sell them? You mean wear them? Keep on trucking. Okay, I could do that. That's a pretty cool hat. How about step by step? Or how about one with a picture of, like some kind of picture and like just pretty much say riblets? It's an idea too. I mean, I have some ideas for some T-shirts, but I wouldn't know how to start with, like getting it processed. So, um, however you did, Aaron, I don't know. One of my characters for my comics, I could do that. I could bring them back. That's that's true. Definitely something for me to think about. Something definitely for me to consider. Target man. Okay. Now that really makes me sound like I'm like a hillbilly. America. I can't even say it. Like America. Riblets for life. America. Instead bacon baby. Target baby. Yeah. This is something I'm thinking about. I mean, right now it is kind of miserable outside. I'm inside my room right now, and in most circumstances, probably would get most people a little depressed or whatever. I'm not depressed. I'm still pretty happy. I'm still pretty excited, and I think that's a lot to do with carnivore. I really do. I have issues going on, but I'm not letting it get me down. I'm not letting it bother me. And yeah, it can be very intimidating, Terry Sue. Thank you for acknowledging that. Just kidding. I love you all. um, but yeah, I mean, it's just the real question is, what color should I get? Well, I know you have the red in your videos, but it is Butter Woman, so maybe yellow. Sandy thinks blue. Okay, blue be good. Maybe we're talking about something different. You got black like your soul. You got what? Are we talking about Aaron's shirts, or are we talking about something else that I totally like missed? Bandana might be cool. Okay. I think Aaron looked pretty good in yellow. Yes, I do not doubt that at all. I actually it hasn't come in yet, and it might not come in for the trip. But I actually ordered a shirt from Dr. Kiltz that I will actually spell it out for you. Actually, maybe I could type it in. That says, and then hold on 1 second. Trying to get the symbolism. All right, so I just put into the chats. That's what the shirt says on the front of it. So I just thought it's one of Dr. Kilt's shirts, so I thought it'd be perfect for the Boston trip, for the Boston meetup. I already showed it to Alia. She's like, "Yeah, wear it." She said, "Definitely wear it." Unfortunately, every single time I look up to see the status, it's already been almost a month since I've ordered it. I ordered it pretty much like right after getting the tickets, and I it's been about a month, and it's like, oh, it's still printing. So I don't know how long it takes to print a T-shirt from a company, but I guess it takes a while, and so I'm beginning to think that that shirt is not going to be coming. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but things are just pointing in that direction. I thought it'd be a kind of cool shirt. Yeah, Aaron, do you? I'm guessing you have a link on your site for merchandise for the T-shirts, right? I would think that you would have a link. I mean, unless you're doing it in your home and it's mail order only. Excuse me. All right, so my blood sugar has gone up. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, guys, but I hate for a few of you to know this, but it's gone up to 92. I'm so sorry. You know, I do apologize on that number. Yeah, that's what I figure. I mean, that makes the most sense that you would have a link. And you did them from Bonfire is pretty cool. Thank you, Sandy. Hugs to you too. Okay. Well, you keep on listening, Terry Sue, and water. That's cool. I'm hoping you're talking about plants. Oh my God. Excuse me. So did everybody have a good weekend? I mean, I know Lewis had a pretty good weekend. I know you went to that Korean barbecue for your birthday, right? I got my shirt pretty quickly there, Bacon Baby. If you're talking about the Mitch Fitz shirt, I don't know which one you're talking about, but if you're talking about the Mitch Fitz shirt, I got that pretty quickly. It only took maybe no more than a week to come in, so I'm sure that would be good. You know, I just found it weird that my shirt is still being printed. Yeah, well, that's a pretty cool mission, a meat mission. So, is your mom carnivore too, Tanya, or is she just meat eccentric? That must have been pretty cool there, Lewis. I saw the pics on Instagram and they looked really good, really fun. Mm, cool. So I don't know if you guys are aware. I'm sure you guys are. I've posted it and everything. But this Wednesday, I will be interviewing. I'll be doing one of my interviews on Wednesday. It's already that time after doing Amy Hosp, but I'll be interviewing Helen for Jesus the Carnivore. So I hope you guys are able to see that. That will be at 4 p.m. Eastern, my time. So I'm hoping you guys are able to watch it. And I have a couple other people that are in the works that that are about, like, I'd say 95% guaranteed to come. One of them I don't know the exact day, and the other one, you know. So I hope you're able to join, come in and watch, and you know, and see their stories. As I hope to get more people on to be able to tell their stories, you know. Okay, I mean, hey, I have a feeling the replay is going to be just as good as the live. I mean, you always want people to come in on the live so they can interact and so you can see them watching you. But I also like the people in the replays too, because you know they found time. Okay, so you wanted the hat and that you were lucky. Okay, cool. Oh, for the Mitch Fitz hat, that would be, yeah, that would be a pretty cool hat. Like one of that skull. You know, I mean, Tanya, since you're the one who actually, your husband's the one who made the shirts. I mean, you could probably make it smaller, right? Shrink it down. I mean, I don't see why you can't. I mean, you'd be surprised what you can do. I mean, I think I'll probably bring my Mitch Fitz T-shirt with me on the trip because, I mean, you know, I'm just thinking connections, and since him and Kilts have such a close um, connection together, I figure that it would be something that Kilts would like, to see as well. No, and does he plan on making it, Aaron? You were surprised by the cigar? Maybe he will. And like I said, I'm probably going to be missing Mitch tomorrow. So, and I'm probably going to be missing Kilts. So, if there's anything really interesting, I know that I can trust. Uh, at least I know I can trust Lewis to let me know if there anything really happens or anything like that that I should know about. But unfortunately, not unfortunately, it's actually good because it's in my pocket. But my boss asked me at the last minute if I could work from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. tonight, and then I'll work again on Wednesday morning from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. Really? Okay. I think mine. I'm looking down at my shirt, but it's not the shirt. I'm not wearing the Mitch Fitz shirt. I'm wearing my Captain America shirt. Um, I was just looking down, like, oh, I think mine has the cigar on it. So that's pretty funny. So I probably will end this live in about 15 minutes, unless somebody. I'm going to put it in the post one more time. Unless somebody wants to come out and make an appearance. Like I said, I did put the Buy Me a Coffee link in the beginning of the show, the live, whatever you want to call it. And anybody, if anybody's interested in, I'm not proud, you know. Um, it helps, you know. I have some plans for it, so well, I kind of have plans for it. I don't really know yet, but you know, mostly to save and get equipment, better equipment, and everything. So, we got. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, very good, thank you.
I Once I went to this little link, I couldn't hear why you said you were leaving. So why are you getting ready to leave?
Oh, just because it's almost an hour up, and
Oh,
yeah,
it's been an hour already.
yeah, it's about 46 minutes according to the counter.
Wow.
So, I mean, sometimes I'm on here for 2 hours, but I kind of want to like reserve the time for the rest of my allowance, so to speak.
Seen you on Kilts this morning.
Did you? Cool.
Yeah. Well, I
Cool.
got up late though. Actually, I seen you on the replay. Since I stopped coffee, I'm actually sleeping a little longer, so I
Oh,
think
okay.
it's
That's
helping.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. So, I mean, I'm sure they enjoy the replays just as much because, you know, that means more extra people are coming in and seeing them. So, same
Yeah,
here.
but you miss the chat and see what
I
everybody
do.
say.
I like seeing the people talk and everything like that.
Yeah, I
But I
like.
also like to go like I like to go back sometimes and just see if anybody made other comments like, "Oh, you know, I'm sorry I missed you, but this was wonderful," or that, you know,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, so they like me so much that they're willing to look again," you know?
Yes.
So, it's a pretty
Yeah.
good feeling. So I'm sure Kills feels the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually, I mean, when I first started watching him, he would only have like, 20 people. And now he's grew with Alia and Dr. Nelson. There's so many people in there.
I remember when I first when he was first on, I didn't really watch him that much, but I watched a few videos of his, and you know they're very good. But
Yeah.
him being by himself, I mean, he's very charismatic. He's very good.
Yeah.
But I think he upped it when he
Oh,
put
yeah.
Dr. Nelson on. You
I
know, I
just,
think he
all
upped his game.
I really liked how he would always say that, be the gods, we're the gods. It really got me to thinking that,
Yeah,
God lives, when you ask him into your life, he lives in you. And to know that my spirit man, I want to feed him well. I want to think well. I just want to do everything. And
you just want to be a better person. You know,
yes, better person.
yeah.
That's a good thing. I
Or
think
even better
that's,
than being a better person, a better you.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's funny
um,
because I was just telling my husband how, when we first started going to church back in 2013, we were considered like Jesus freaks, and I was asking God to please help me with my weight and everything, so I would be more confident to share the good news of him, the gospel. But now it's kind of funny because now we're carnivore freaks, and we need to share the good news of how to really eat. And it's just exciting to me. I just kind of see it,
well, you know,
that
now that you just said that, you definitely want to see the interview I'm doing on Wednesday
yes.
with
I s-
Helen.
Yeah, I actually just subscribed to her, and I seen when that Healing Humanity meetup they just had. I saw her. I guess you could say testimony.
Yeah,
She
testimony, interview, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
interview. That was nice. I'm glad you're gonna interview her. Like I said though, it's my husband's birthday, so I don't really know what we'll be doing, but I would love to catch it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, oh yeah, you did say that in the thing, but even if you do a replay, that's still good.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
Because I
put
think
it
in
in there,
yours
save it. You know,
you have it to where you can see the comments still. I
I
think.
can.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So that'll
I
be
can't
nice.
always keep up with the comments, but I can see them.
Yeah, I can never
Especially when I'm
see.
doing the interviews, it's like
Yeah, I can never see them when I'm on here with you. So when people are saying things, I can't see it. So
This is what I do.
I
All right.
only see
So if
you.
I'm on, say I'm on like there's a live program and I'm on like I did with Kilts today. If I'm going
Yeah.
to be on for a while, I actually put it on my phone.
Yeah.
And so I go on the YouTube on the phone, but I turn it down all the way. Okay. And
Yeah.
I can see as I'm talking, like I'm seeing myself on the StreamYard on their thing, but I'm watching it on the phone, so I can actually. That's why a lot of times I can't really like say a lot of words because it's hard to kind of put that all in, but I can like still comment and quote.
Yeah.
So if you see me going like this, like putting my head
That's
down,
what
that's
you're doing.
yeah.
At least you try to keep up.
I try. I try. You try to do the simplest ways, but like one of the things I want to invest in eventually, and that's kind of why I'm sticking with this job, is just to be able to upgrade my equipment and stuff, just to get
Mm,
better stuff, and because I
yeah.
know this is growing, it's like this whole YouTube channel and everything for me, it's growing, but it's growing in a way of like where I don't really have control over it, and so you have to kind of do your best. And there's been times where the computer will actually shut down, and I've like rebooted and redo and take
While you're
lost.
on a live, it shuts down.
No, not while I'm on the live, but
Oh.
like a few Zoom calls it shut down on me.
Oh.
And
Yeah. Well,
it's
I
the
will
computer's like,
definitely add you to prayers because I would love to see your channel grow. I mean, I know I said I like it because right now it's small, but it's not going to stay small, Thomas. You are just going to inspire so many people. Just
thank you, I appreciate that.
keep doing what you're doing because it's exciting to watch. I mean,
It's,
the walking, the push-ups, planks, that you just keep doing it.
I'm
I
just one step at a time, and I'm trying my best. It's you know just doing my journey, and I have some a lot of trials, and I got a lot of tribulations, but it's
Yeah.
I mean, but I think the reason why I tell the tribulations is more because there's so many people that have a thing that happened to them, and they're just
Oh.
like, I'm going to give up. I don't think this is
Mm.
working for me. And I
Yeah.
want people to understand, especially the newer comers. I mean, I think you guys in the chats are pretty more seasoned than a lot of people that are out there in the world. Especially like Terry Sue, Sandy. Like we've been around. They Peter, obviously, Aaron,
Mm.
Lewis. They've been around for a while, so they kind of understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But people are newer. Like I believe you're a little bit newer
Yeah.
into the world, and a few other
Well, since
people.
I just went into the chats, I mean, I was probably in the same lives as you, but I just recently started going. My first chat, I think, was during like a Carrie live, and I went ahead. It was like I think it says my YouTube started in September of 2023. I think that's what it says. And I did it so I could actually say something in the chat, and that's it. That's all I said. But now I finally am getting into the lives and trying. I still a lot of times just kind of like a sideline stalker. I won't even say anything, but I
Yeah, I was that way for quite a while. I was that
yeah.
way for quite a while. I probably stalked Dr. Barry and Bella and all them.
Yeah, I did too. Dr. Chavy.
Dr.
Actually, there's a
I didn't really watch I watched Dr. Chafee. I knew of him, but I didn't really
yeah.
watch him that
I
often.
watched him a little
Dr.
bit because my
Dr. Barrett
husband,
was more. Yeah, I mean, I like Dr. Chafee. I really
yeah,
do. But
yeah, he's easy on the eyes.
well, I don't really go that far that way, so I can't really say.
Well, that's for the ladies. That's for the ladies in the chat.
But yeah, I mean, I know my mom had a crush on Dr. Barry.
Yes,
At least I suspect she did.
he's a
Like
tall glass
I
of
said
water.
before, she would just like she'd be down, she'd be on the couch, be asleep, and as soon as I put his video on, she hear his voice, she'd just wake up and she'd be like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
get going. But she was really really sick, so
yeah.
like she was at a point where she didn't even recognize her own granddaughter in pictures, so she
Wow.
was, you know.
Yeah, that my mom did that too. My husband and I went to visit her. She had breast cancer as well.
Yeah.
And when we went to visit, my husband was standing behind me and she was like, "Who's that?" And I'm thinking, "Oh my goodness." She couldn't even recognize him. So I was like, "Oh, it's my new boyfriend, like he's my
Right. Like
third
you kind of
husband. Okay, she's
played
used to
on
me
it.
being
Yeah.
with different men."
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how she didn't have Alzheimer's, obviously, but
It was the cancer probably
yeah.
moved to her brain.
Well, it transferred to the bones, and then her
Yeah,
skull deteriorated, and
yeah,
it obviously she didn't have that protection that most of us have, from the skull, and um, she became really, really bad and everything like that. But I um, I think that gives because like she had breast cancer and it was in remission.
yeah,
It was in remission for almost
yeah.
5 years, and about
Hmm.
6, 7 years before she found out that she had the metastatic breast cancer, or however you pronounce it. I do apologize.
Yeah,
You know, I had one doctor correct me one time. I said, "What does it matter what I call it?
yeah. Cancer's
It's still a
cancer at
horrible
that
thing."
point.
And um, I mean, like we kind of like let our guard down
Yeah,
and everything because we're like, oh, she's better, she's cured, and then
yeah,
also find out that it was never really left. And I think that
yeah. I
great, celebrate if you have it, and it seems to be gone, celebrate, like
yeah,
Yahoo. But
yeah,
at the same time, don't don't just dismiss it. Keep an eye on it. Keep yourself healthy. Don't just stop.
yeah,
Same thing with my diabetes. If my diabetes is in better control, I'm still
yeah.
going to be doing whatever it takes to keep it that way.
Yes.
Just like Peter does, just like Lewis does.
Yeah.
They had bad diabetes, and they're still. I mean, their numbers are a lot better, and they're in control, but they're doing what it takes to stay in control.
Yes.
And people like that should be proud.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you know,
It's a great victory to get that blood sugar under control.
yeah. I mean, it's just I mean, like Peter's saying right now, like Thomas, your mind is clearing, the fog is lifting, anxiety diminishing. You're starting to experience the carnivore calm, peace, and confidence. And Peter, you're right. I feel it. I still have some issue. I still have some things that I notice about myself that, sorry about that. Okay. My boss actually just called me while I was actually talking to you.
Oh.
She wants to ask me a question, but guess what? She can wait until I'm done here.
You can wait.
She can wait. I have that power.
Yes, I think that actually some changes, like I said, giving up the coffee, I think it's really helping. It's really helping me. But, I think the part of the depression, like I said, was life, and that shooting at my work. I worked there for 29 years, and the night of the shooting, I heard about it before I was getting ready for work. I was getting ready to walk out the door, and our work, we've had fires there and things happen, and it's like they won't close the building. They make us work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. They're not going to close. So I actually got in the car. I was panicking driving there, and I was trying to call anyone because my husband was, I think he was still on the phone with my son because my daughter-in-law works there too. But it was just craziness. And finally the automated call came in not to report to work, and I was just so relieved, but I just never went back. I think because I'm kind of grateful for my anxiety and depression because
Yeah.
I think it saved me from having to go back there, because I think all places are, they're so crazy right now, but we were scraping the bottom of the barrel at work to just get people in there to work, and it was getting dangerous, and I don't it's made me a very fearful person. I hate to admit that, being a lover of Jesus and also fear. It says fear not, but I'm
Well,
very
I
fearful.
I mean, I think you could still be fearful. I mean, I
Yeah,
worry about things all the time, you know.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not overly religious. I'm not really much into churches and stuff like that. You know, I
yeah.
just, but I do believe in God. I do believe in
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah,
I believe in all that. You know, I believe in Easter and Christmas and all that. You know,
yeah,
but there's one term that I always hear a lot of people say, and I always hated that term is God fearing, because I
yeah,
just feel that God loves everybody, and that and that we should not be fearing Him.
yeah,
And I just always like hated that term.
yeah.
You know,
There is a fear of God. At this point in my life, I'm scared to live. I'm scared to die.
yeah,
Because of God and my walk with Him. You're always like, am I? But it's not about our works. It's about what He did for us. So
right,
I always, I mean,
right,
there's scriptures in the Bible. Even in the Bible it says, "I believe, but help me with my unbelief." And I think it was a soldier that was talking to Jesus, and I think it was about he was wanting him to come heal his daughter. But
right,
it's just if you take the time to read the scripture, I mean, God will change that. I mean, it's the way you interpret it. That's
yes,
why church is hard for me sometimes, because they'll stand up there and they'll preach to you about gayness and abortion and do not steal. But my pastor happened to be overweight, but he would never speak on gluttony. And I'm just wondering, why not? Because a lot of the people in the congregation happen to be overweight. I mean, if we're going to talk about sin, let's talk about them all. I just
yeah, I
and
agree.
then and a bunch of things happened at my church where it ended up being about money. And it also says men will fail you. And I've been taught that lesson a lot during my life. Men, not just men, women, men, and that's what it says.
Humankind. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's just we need to put our trust in Him, not in people, because
I,
so that's
I agree.
it's a journey. We're all on some kind of journey here. And
Yeah,
it's I'm journey to health now, health and wellness. That's
you got to do what's best for you,
yeah,
but you got to also recognize what's good for everybody else too. And
yeah,
and I mean, I think one of the things is we tend to, when I say recognize, I mean like for you to understand, like what's good for me is good for me, what's good for you is good for you. And a lot
yes,
of people tend to go off that track. They're kind of like I know what's good for you,
yeah,
and that's one of the things I like about carnivore too. They're not judgmental in the concept of I already know what's best for you, so do what I say.
yeah,
And that can become very uh, unbecoming, I guess you
yeah.
could say. When people do that, like I had the one guy that, I don't know if you know this story or not, but a few people do know this story, that he actually came to my apartment with a pizza, trying to get me,
What?
like making me feel guilty about not having pizza on my diet, knowing exactly what I do. He
Wow,
still felt it necessary to bang on my door, and he's like, "I bought you a pizza here," like,
wow,
well, what? Like, I spent all this money for you. Like, well, I never asked you to, so you're trying to make me feel guilty, but
wow.
he's like, what am I going to do with it? I go, I don't care what you do with
Eat
it.
it.
You
You
know,
eat
you,
it.
you have a refrigerator. If you can't finish it all, then have it another day.
Wow.
But he was like,
Probably he jealous knowing what you're doing.
yeah. Well, at that time, I wasn't as well as I am now. It was like more like just a month in, 2 months in, maybe. But still, I was committed, and he's just a neighbor. I don't really know him that well, and he doesn't know me that well, but he just, and I'll be honest with you, I think he was a little high. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Smoking the wacky
so
tobacco.
and not in a good way. Yeah. So because now he talks to me, he's like all friendly, but it's like he doesn't even know what he did, you know,
Yeah,
and um, and like I talk to him, I say hello to him and everything like that, but I'm not really like overly talkative to him because it's not that I don't like the guy, because there's nobody I really do not. I mean, I like most people. I'm not that type of person. It's like you have to do something really heinous to me for me to not to like you,
yeah,
and even then I kind of look at the concept of like, okay, were you kind of sick when you did it? Were you? But I don't trust them
yeah,
as far as I can throw them. And when I don't trust somebody, I'm not going to really be that talkative to you, because if you do something, it's like, hmm, I'm going to be I'm going to be like, my radar is going to be on, and when you're around,
yes.
and that's, yeah.
So you're
So
getting ready to go to the meetup.
I am. I almost was a little worried about not going because of the issues I've been having, that
Yeah,
the bathroom issues.
yeah,
They're a lot worse. I say in the video on how much worse they actually were, so I kind of
yeah,
open up a little bit.
yeah.
Um, but I got some help from Dr. Phil from SBG.
Oh,
He actually thinks it could be the dairy, so
okay.
it's kind of cool that I actually stopped the dairy and I stopped the butter, because
Mm,
he thinks it could be both that, the dairy and the butter. And then
yeah,
he also recommended as a medication, um, yogurt, sugar-free yogurt,
okay.
to kind of rebalance my stomach, the
Oh,
microbiomes in my stomach. So
yeah,
I'm gonna get some yogurt. I don't get paid until Friday, but I'm gonna see if my roommate can loan me the money, and then I'll just pay him back. I'm sure he will.
yeah,
But I'm going to get that. And then Alia suggested these caplets, which I don't know the name of them, but I'll definitely order them on Friday and take them to kind of get things on a more level basis. So that should correct the problem.
yeah. Hopefully, my husband, the first 6 months of carnivore, he actually suffered with diarrhea, and I don't know if it's because we were doing like ribeyes and eggs every day, and I
Yeah.
don't know. You
Well,
do
it's
it.
funny, like
You do.
Dr. Phil said something about I might be becoming lactose intolerant.
Oh, yeah,
So I actually made a joke in my video, a small joke that I will tell you guys, because I don't know if you guys will pick it up or anything like that, or anybody will pick it up. But it's I say lactose intolerant,
oh,
you know. So
but bump.
yes, I am lactose. So
Oh, that that's good to remain humorous. Yes,
yes, you have to. You have to.
yes.
You know.
Yeah, my initials were LAA, my maiden name Acevedo, so it was Lisa Ann Acevedo, but I would always say Lard ASS Acevedo. So I was making fun of myself back then.
Yeah.
Might as
You
well
have
beat
to
him
have a
to the
little humor.
punch.
I think you do it for two reasons. One, to prevent anybody else from doing it, because if you
Yeah,
already beat them to the
exactly.
punch,
Yeah.
and two,
Yeah.
um, you know, just I think it just allows you to, if anybody's like my brother-in-law once that time said something um to me, and my niece was like, "Uncle, Dad, that's horrible," and I'm like, that's fine, if I can't take the humor, Kelly, like where am I going to be, you
Yep.
know?
Got to roll with the
Yeah,
punches.
you got to roll the punches, and now she says the jokes, so it's like, okay, I created a monster.
She learned it, didn't she?
Yeah, I created a monster with her, so so put this out there onto the things. Sandy actually says lactose again.
Yeah, this is the only time I get to see the comments is when you put them up here.
Yeah, I wish I could keep up a lot better, but
Oh,
you know,
you're doing fine.
I'm
You'll
I'm doing.
grow as your channel grows. You'll figure out
Well,
everything's gonna.
if my channel grows, I'm probably going to have to bring somebody
If
else
you mean
in.
when
Yeah.
we're
Well,
speaking
okay.
it
When,
out
when
there.
my channel grows, thank you for correcting
Yes,
me.
yes.
When my channel grows, I'm definitely going to probably have to see if I can find somebody that's want to come in on with it. with me on it and at least be a moderator,
Yeah.
because it's just, you kind of have to know your wheelhouse. And, keeping up, that's the hardest part. Just, I mean, I can read it generally, but to kind of keep on going back and forth. So to have somebody that's, you know, I'm learning. There's so many things, but in order to learn, you have to find out where your weaknesses are as well as your strengths.
Yeah.
And,
It's a journey.
yeah,
It
you
is.
yeah. I wish I could go to that, Peter. Peter's actually saying about Mitch having a meetup in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah. I seen them mention that this
Okay.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be pretty cool. I'd love to meet Mitch, obviously, and
Yeah.
um, you know, yeah. I mean, Dr. Kilt said he was actually going to try to be there. I think he has other engagements, so but at
Yeah.
least
He's
Dr.
going to
Kilt,
be on the 4th, I guess, out at Bella's, the one in my.
yeah. So it might be a little hard to do.
Yeah.
Those. Yeah, sometimes these meetups and these lives and stuff like that are great, but sometimes they like just cross each other and they bump into each other, and you have to kind of be like, okay, which one do I go on, because they're both my favorite, or all three of them are
Yeah.
favorite, you know
I want to eventually be able to go to one, but crowds, I just don't do
like I'm
well.
actually a part of three different groups, and of big groups. I'm part of HHL, SPG, and healing and kilts. The
Nice.
And the one I won't budge on would be Kilts, because he only has one on Mondays. So I'm definitely going to do that Zoom call, because like the
Mm.
other, I prioritize, but sometimes it's just hard. It's not always easy, but you just have to figure what do I need to do? What's the best thing and everything. So the Papa Carnivore, let's put this on the thing. Oh, sorry. Actually, that's not it. The
No, that
things.
one's Rick.
This is why it's hard for me, because it like all of a sudden like goes like quickly and skips like a few people.
Oh, there. I can see some of the stuff now. I just touched my screen and woo, everything appeared. But my old eyes don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm seeing. I guess that's the latest one. I live in Florida, so far from Mitch now.
Yeah, I think Papa
I don't
said
know.
he
I don't know
lives
what
in
this thing is in
Boca.
big words. I have no idea. It came up. I mean, I don't know if you guys see it or not, but um, it's something Rick said. I live in Florida, and I'm still too far to meet Mitch.
Because he's in Miami. I don't know how
Yeah,
far Melbourne is from there.
he's in the same place as Miami Vice. So
Yeah, that's where my grandma settled when. Well, she came to Dayton for a little bit because my dad came. I think he was 13. He was part of that Pedro Pan Act when they sent the Cuban children here. So him and his twin brother came. And they were here. I don't think my grandma and grandpa came until after my brother was born. So I think my uncle and dad were here like 10 years before my grandparents could join them. That's that's sad.
yeah, yeah,
But
that'd be great. So I don't know what this thing is coming up on the screen. It's kind of like blocking blocking us on my view.
oh no.
I mean, I can
You
still
you
see.
can't
I can still
see.
see
Now you're
me.
like me. Maybe it's because I touched my screen and now I did something from here. I affected you.
Anything is possible, but I don't.
It's hey, Butterfingers.
I have no idea what that is. Hopefully, it will go away for at least the next live, which I may have tomorrow, but I may not. So it's just watch out for it, and it's going to probably be like one of those like
Spur of
you
the moment.
yeah, spur of the moments. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to prepare. I'm just going to go on live and that's it. Only because I am working tonight, from 10, only 4 hours, but it's from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So so I'm not gonna take a nap or anything like that, because every time I do, I get very groggy
Yeah.
afterwards. So I'm just going to stay awake until 2 a.m. Probably
Yeah.
probably till 3 or 4 because I don't really fall asleep. So the chance of me seeing Kilts tomorrow is going to be nil.
Oh
Chance of
yeah.
seeing Mitch, I mean, if I wake up in time for my 11 a.m. Live, then I'll probably do it then. But that's an if.
If. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to make sure you get your rest. That's
Yeah.
part of the journey too. Get
I'm
your
not setting
rest.
an alarm clock because I go to work again at 4 a.m. for Wednesday.
Oh,
So I got to make sure. But there's things I got to do, for tomorrow. So life goes on.
yes, it does.
So
Well, listen, I'm gonna head out of here,
yes,
but
it
it
was
was
great to
nice
see you. I'm
chatting
sure
with
you know
you.
how. I'm sure you know how to leave the thing at this point because this is like your
I
third
don't
time being on.
know. I don't see the same button on here
Well,
anymore.
I think once I put you off the remove the scene, I think it comes up for you. If I'm not
Okay. Oh,
mistaken, I
that
think
yeah. I
so
think that's what
before.
happened
I'm
last
going to
time.
remove you,
You can just
and
pull the plug on me. Bye, everyone.
yes, see you. So that's pretty cool. Just making sure. I see her in the studio, and um, and I hear her too. Yes. So that's pretty great. We got a pretty good guest that came on, and actually we're going to be getting another guest, Lewis, the driving king.
as I as I was crashing into another car.
Hey,
Can you
what?
hear me?
I'm grateful that you do whatever it takes to be on my show.
I had to tell you a story.
Okay.
So my wife works in a school. So a few weeks ago, one of the freezers in the kitchen went out, and she said to me, "I have all these little ice cream cups. We need to put them somewhere." Like hundreds of them, like little
Okay.
ones, like little paper ice
Like
cream
those
cups.
little Dixie cups.
Probably the same ones that Mitch got addicted to in the hospital.
Yeah.
And and I said, well, they can't come to our house because I have no freezer space. I got meat in the freezer. So she brought like hundreds of little ice cream cups and Italian ice for the kids that can't have dairy. To my mother's house in her main kitchen freezer, and of course these people, not me, but my mom has two refrigerators. She has one in the basement. So both refrigerators are filled with ice cream cups. So I got word that the freezer at the school is fixed, and I'm getting the ice cream cups out of the house right now. What do you think about that?
Uh,
Isn't
I don't know what to think about that, to be honest with you.
it a crazy story?
It is.
My
Oh my
mother is
God.
also eating low carb, but she can't eat fat because she thinks it's gonna cause a heart attack. So she's eating low carb, low fat, which is not working out for her.
Yeah, that
But
doesn't
she's
really.
so afraid of fat still. Um, so she's like also a sugar addict, and so I put all this ice cream in the house, but she's doing good. She didn't have any.
Well, I think that particular thing with your mom is pretty commonplace. It's a
Yes,
lot of
it
people
is.
have that fear. You know, um,
It is.
so I know it's just something that's been instilled in us that fat is bad, and just to get out of that. I see so many people on our Zoom calls that express that, like, "Oh, what am I going to do about the fat? How about the cholesterol? How about this? How about that?" And it's just this fear.
She had blood work done recently, and her cholesterol was elevated. And it's the first time in her life. She's 72 years old. She's going to be 73. First time in her life, her cholesterol was elevated, and so now she's like, well, I want to get my cholesterol down, and I think I'm going to eat like a potato. I don't know what she was telling me. And I said to her, I said, you can't eat low carb and keep your cholesterol down. You have to choose one, which is not true. Some people have normal cholesterol while eating low carb. It depends on the person. but most people, your cholesterol does go up. And I'm like, yeah, you can eat a potato, you can eat cookies. I said all that stuff will definitely lower your cholesterol. But is that good for you? You
To
know?
lower your cholesterol.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't think cholesterol is really as much of a demon as we all used to think.
Yeah. Plus,
So
and
I don't.
I told her this gently. I'm like, you're 73 years old. Like, have high cholesterol. It takes decades for heart disease to form,
Right.
right? If you're only getting high cholesterol now, and again, I'm not saying my
But
mom
you're
is
going to
going to
be
die
well in your
tomorrow.
80s before any problems really
Yeah,
exist.
she's 73 years old and she has no problems.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's
why not
that's a good point.
have high
Really.
cholesterol? And I'm not saying she's going to die in 2 years, my mom. I want her to live, till
Of
110.
course, she's your
But
mom. You know.
you're not 30. So I don't know.
Yeah. No. No. I get her. I get her fear, but at the same time, like she did. She's learning, and she's learning from you and everything, and that's whether
Yeah,
we know it
no,
or
she
not,
definitely has seen
the
she's
changes.
definitely seen the transformation in me and my results, and even my brother briefly was eating keto, and he suffers with lots of mental health issues, like with like depression and anxiety and stuff like that, and it really helped him. But then he went back standard because of his cholesterol. He got afraid. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, my I'm cholesterol is not my biggest fear out there.
yeah,
So it's probably
diabetes.
why I'm able to do what I'm doing because I never really fully worried about cholesterol. I don't know.
Yeah,
It might have been a different reason than now, but I never
yeah.
really
My
had.
focus is completely on my blood sugar.
And that's yeah,
That is
we're
my
both on the same page there.
yeah, that is my
Um,
focus.
I mean, you're a little further in than I am, but
You were diabetic longer than me.
yes, but I'm saying you're a little
When were
further
you
in on the
diagnosed?
concept of getting your blood sugars down and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
a little
But
bit further.
everyone's again. I turn. Again. I turn. Why?
The phone turns over. I know what it is. You're driving on the two wheels, like you're doing like a side wheelie. Okay, so we kind of lost Lewis there. Oh, and he came back. So
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Can't hear anything.
He can't hear me though.
This is what happens every time when I try to do something on my car.
Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me? Just nod your head. Okay. Good. I can't hear you, but I'm gonna go because I have to get the ice cream. I'll send you a picture of the ice cream.
Okay, no problem.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll see you. So that's cool. So we got both Lisa and Lewis. Um, why not? Let's put in the link in the chats, and I'm going to go back to yeah, he did have a pretty good close up there, Terry Sue. So if anybody wants to come on before I actually sign off, I don't know what this thing is here. If you guys could see it, you'd be laughing hysterically because it's um, no, okay. I don't know what's going on here, but it's just over the screen, and it just Rick's. I live in Florida, so I'm glad everybody's doing pretty well. Obviously, I'm doing pretty well, considering. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have Instagram, I did that plank video, and I'm not sure if it actually went out for the YouTube or not. If it did, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I do plan on setting the date, probably for either tomorrow or for Wednesday. And then at 6, I'll have that other video that come out with what's going on and with my recommendations and everything. So I'm very hopeful. I don't know, Terry Sue. I was thinking about shaving, but then, hey, you guys tell me, do you think I should shave or do you think I should keep the beard? Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Another L name. Okay. So Sandy thinks I should shave. Okay. I don't know how to do polls, Terry Sue. This is the poll. Okay, so we got one for the beard and one for the shave. So what if I make both, make both happy and do and cut my face in half and just trim on one side and with the beard on the other. Would that be good? Yeah, I know. Aaron does a lot of crazy polls. Okay, so I got 2 votes for the beard, 2 votes for the shave. Technically with Rick, I got 3 votes for the beard, 3 votes for the shave. That's true. If I don't shave, I won't have to shave while I'm there. I'll be honest with you, Terry Sue. If No Slow just entered, and No Slow voted for the beard. Okay, Gary. I don't know if I really care about how young I look, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, you guys all know how young I look, right? Yeah, 50s. Not too many people had beards back in the 50s. That is true, Rick. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm told, that I look younger when I shave, which makes sense, right? The shadow beard. Okay. That's pretty funny. Oh my god. Oh. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a couple weeks away. I might shave before that. So it might be right about where it is now by the time I go there if I don't shave. But I don't know. That is true, Terry Sue. At the very least, I will clean it up, whether I shave or not. Granny Boo makes a good point. I don't know how it would look with a goatee. I might look pretty good. I could do that. You know, I could definitely do that. That would be a pretty interesting look, almost like Mitch. And Mitch, when I first met Mitch, he said about me looking like a young version of him. Um, so he'd really feel that way if I got a goatee. Bah. Is that good? Yeah. Gary, welcome. I think this is your first time being on here, if I'm not mistaken. So welcome here. I hope that you can come in more often. Yes, I am part booby goater. All right, so I just got the warning that my live is going to be ending soon. So I'm actually going to be ending it now because I got a few things I have to do out in the real world. So thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. And just keep on trucking, keep on moving up, keep on doing what you need to do, and keep on eating the meat and doing what you're doing. All right, so hopefully I'll come up with a better catchphrase or ending phrase after that, but here's the one I always come up with. This is Target Prime Rib. Over and out.